After meeting Fabian Conte, you founded Hamilton Conte together in 2009. How did this change your life?
A lot. I never thought, I don't know, you never imagine where you're going to end up and how you're going to do these things. I was a corporate cog previously in the auto industry and never bought a car magazine in my life. I don't think, maybe I did, maybe one or two, but I mostly was buying design magazines and interiors, and so I was an armchair designer to some degree and didn't really know how to get, what angle I wanted to get into the industry. Everybody's hardly encouraging me to do something else. And so I met Fabian, who's a designer, interior designer, and he studied furniture design and had always done his own collections. And at one point he was presenting a collection at Maison Objet in Paris. And he said, you know, why don't you come along and you can help me sell my collection. And I arrived at a furniture trade fair on a stand. And from that point, it was like, this is it, this is great, this is fun. It was fun to interact with designers. It's fun to find solutions for interior projects. For me, the interiors are all about telling a story and talking about who, you know, as designers, people are always trying to tell their client's story, basically, and we're here to help, basically. We're here to give them pieces that they feel emotionally connected to and can really just enjoy. You know, I get asked a lot of times, you know, how do you do what is going to make a successful interior? What is good design? And I say, you always surround yourself by things that you love, and that pretty much helps. It makes you feel good.
And when did you first develop a passion for design?
Good question. You know, it was always really important for me. I think even from college, your interior is your sanctuary in so many ways. So I think if you feel at ease, in your interior, if you feel at ease, if you go back and feel resourced by your interior, I think that's really important. I think from probably my early 20s. I mean, I'd grown up in a fairly well-decorated home. I think it was for the family, it was quite important to be in nice interiors and whatnot. And of course, you just kind of carry on traditions, I suppose.
And where does Hamilton Conte, the brand, mostly draw their design inspiration?
Out of Fabian's very eclectic head, I suppose, a lot of times. But you know, he's the principal designer. I help sometimes. I do have the occasional good idea. I think as a designer, I think most designers, I see them, I've said this many times, designers tend to be visual thinkers. So inspiration comes from unexpected places at times. I mean, he can be in the food halls in the Grande Épicerie, which is the Harrods, I suppose, of Paris. And you'll find something that will inspire you, a form or a shape or whatnot. Walking around a city, you'll look at stonework on buildings. Traveling and whatnot, you'll find forms and shapes and whatnot. The clothing collections that come out in Paris, you'll get ideas on different cuts and seams and whatnot. So I think everything usually is inspiring. We're definitely into, we're rather eclectic, I suppose. But inspiration can come from travels. It can come from many different places. You never know when something's going to hit.
Do all your design ideas come into form, or do some of them fall by the wayside?
Oh, plenty fall by the wayside. You know, something you think is a great idea, and I watch. Sometimes I pull things because I'm like, no, that's really not our. It's not our brand. It's not. I'm not seeing how this is coming forward. I don't see it as being viable for clients. So, as GM, I will pull it, which doesn't make people happy all the time, but such is life. And other things, you know, sometimes you'll see the artisans, they, you know, some things we're all motivated about and we really enjoy doing, and other things you'll see the artists they're like, struggling with the concept, and you see that they're not motivated. I think the designs are about, people need to feel passion when they're doing things. That's, if they're not, I don't think you're getting a good product. I mean, this chair on which I'm sitting is 12 hours of upholstery. It's very precision, and at some point you think if the person that's doing that is not enjoying it, or if they're not feeling it, it's really not worth doing. So we do get rid of things that are not, people aren't feeling passionate about.
Now there's a story behind every Hamilton Conte piece. One is about, is it your grandfather? I think it was the Enzo chair.
There's plenty of stories behind everything. I can't tell all of them, but I can tell you about Enzo. Enzo was actually Fabian's father. This is Ida, which was Fabian's mother. So there are things that are inspired by, and sometimes we just give things names, of course. But Enzo was it's a very enveloping wingback chair with there's a study of the curve of the arm that is from some Danish ergonomic study from the 1950s about how an elbow should be placed on a chair. And Fabian just was working on that and imagining something where his father would have liked to have been sipping cognac and hanging out. So that's one specific story. He did, I can't tell that story actually, never mind. There's some other family snarky names that were given for short and fat products, but we will not go into that.